All right, it is the it's the build your own 6-pack from Andrew Hilton. So they had 6 beers and a couple more, but they're that I didn't get because 6 is the limit, and so it's just a little bit more than let's say your regular craft 6-packs, coming in about $14-15. So this is after tax and everything. It's $16.99, so it's about $17.50. But then you get to have each individual beer. So I'm just going to show off all the beers here. So if you're interested in these, this is Trout Slayer Wheat Ale, Big Sky Brewing from Missoula, Montana. Okay, so there's a wheat ale for us later, or maybe tonight. We'll see which one I decide to drink. Deschutes Brewery Fresh Squeezed IPA. And this is out of Oregon, I believe. Yep. Bend, Oregon. that sounds a bit funny. All right. Hop City. This one's from St. John's, New Brunswick. Yeah, Brampton, Ontario, and St. John's, New Brunswick, whatever that means. So this is Barking Squirrel Lager at 5%. I've seen this around, probably pictures on reviews, like surfing through. I don't think I've seen a review on it or anything, though. This is Hops and Bolts India Pale Lager at 5.3%. Here's the label. This is actually the 6-pack box is what I put them in to carry them along. There appears to be a best before date, and this is out of... It's not... Creemore Springs. So this is Ontario. Yeah, if you've ever had Creemore Springs, that's an excellent lager. And so this is their India Pale Lager. So I'm really looking forward to that, because I almost guarantee that's going to be excellent. And Switchback IPA, this is out of Victoria. 6.5%, so it looks like Phillips has got some competition in the neighborhood. So if you're on Victoria, you better be brewing some good shit. And Lighthouse Brewing in Victoria, 6.5. And a new one out of Calgary. I don't know how new this is. I didn't know this existed. This is Star Cheek IPA from Toolshed, which is really weird because it's actually looks like a straight silver can. This is actually a sticker. This whole label's a sticker. I've never seen that before. 6.2% strong ale. That's all it says. IPA. So I think the best one to do right now. I had wheat beer recently. I think this India Pale Lager from Creemore Springs. You know what? They got the homebrew cap on here, and I guess whatever. India Pale Lager, 5.3%. This sounds delicious. The only India Pale Lager I believe I've had is from Parallel 49, and it was really good. I believe it was the Hopperazzi. So, yeah. That's looking pretty sweet. There's a color shot for us. Yeah. It's looks almost like a hef color. Kind of an orangey, pale orange. Really nice head on top. I mean, that's great right there, for sure. Okay, slight citrusy, fruity aroma. A bit of yeast. That's about all I'm getting right there. And the Creemore Springs is a little bit, maybe a slightly more color in the lager. Very similar to this. It kind of smells similar, actually. That's an awesome beer. I haven't seen it around lately, so kind of pissed about that. Okay, extremely drinkable. Oh, great dry, kind of pasty finish there. Kind of a gritty, not too gritty, but you know. I wonder what the ingredients are on this. Yeah, yeah, Creemore is awesome, and one of the Ontario breweries we get out here, as well as well, quite a few others. But there's lots that we don't get from out there. But we've always had Hockley. We've had Hockley since day one. Hockley was one of the first craft beers I've ever had. They're black and tan, so they've been around forever. But it's good to see lots more coming this way. The head's looking awesome. So I am getting the IPA hoppage for sure out of there. It's not quite as typical tasting as most IPAs. It is there, but it's also a little bit off to the side. You're getting that typical, if I was going to compare it to Wild Rose, it'd be like the most typical IPA ever. It's a good one. I like it, but it's just dead center right down the middle, exactly what it's supposed to be. These hops are a little bit outside, but not much. Great head. You can tell that's an IPA head right there. A little bit of a tingle, a slight maltiness. It's almost coming off just a bit citrusy. There's really not a whole lot going on. It's just a really great pale lager with some IPA hoppage going on, some dry hoppage. You know what I mean? But as for quality, this is delicious. You know. Mmm. Damn. Mad and Noisy Brewing. That's what this is. Sorry, I'm not talking very well tonight. I gotta keep you entertained, right? So show off the bottle here. Mad and Noisy Brewing. And they're throwing shit around. They got things going on, looks like to me. Yeah, and this is from Creemore Springs. Concocted by the brewers at Creemore Springs Brewery Limited. Mad and Noisy Brewing, but they call it Mad and Noisy Brewing. That's kind of weird to me. And then India, blah 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 blah. I want an ingredients list. It's unfiltered, constructed with 5 palate crushing hops, and the result is a pithy grapefruit bitterness on the foundation of sweet caramel malt. Underpinned with notes of chocolate and nut. Well, yeah, maybe there's that. I'm not getting a whole lot of grapefruit like they're saying. Like when I'm thinking mega grapefruit, I'm thinking mega grapefruit. Yeah, there might be a little bit of grapefruitness to these hops. But yeah, there's just a nice citrus note, I'd say. I wouldn't quite go to the grapefruit thing, so yeah, sometimes you don't need to pay attention to what they say. Beerzerker, sorry I'm so damn boring, but that beer was excellent. That is easily a 9 out of 10 or 11, because seriously, that was a very enjoyable lager, and that's not something that you come by every day. And Creemore is an excellent brewery. They got a really good idea. It's really simple, but that's the thing. It's so simple. It doesn't need to be complicated. You just need to have a lager that's good, because most of them are shit. You don't need anything really that fancy. This is basically like the Creemore Springs, a little bit lighter in color and maltiness, and it's got IPA hoppage. It's still got that same quality that Creemore Springs had, and I always thought Creemore Springs was a fucking awesome beer. And there's nothing too fancy about it. It's just delicious and simple, and they use crystal malt instead of fucking corn syrup, and it's a great beer. And they fucking mash it at the right temperature, and they don't try and fuck you. So basically, this is an awesome beer. If you are at all interested in that other one, or if you're interested in these type of lagers, or you want to try an India Pale lager, this is a fabulous beer. This is awesome. I'm gonna 9.5 it out of 11 is beer overall because it's that fucking good, and you definitely are going to enjoy this, unless you're absolutely terrified of hops. Beerzerker, and I'm out.